You help people obviously get there and beyond. But one of the things that I asked was, when is an elegant time to leave? So someone had told me while I was thinking about this, Rishad, every career has a midnight hour, and the smart people leave at 5 to 12, right? And this gentleman basically said, when they think you're a prince or princess, that's great. But the moment it strikes midnight, you turn into a pumpkin, they won't like you. And he says, look around you, because now there is no age where people have to leave. They stay past their sell by date,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah. We can
it's a
talk of a lot
combination,
of examples in other industries that do that as
a lot,
well
right?
to
And
their
it's a
detriment.
combination of power, a feeling that they're irreplaceable. They don't know what to do if they don't do that.
Just lying
I
to
said,
themselves. Yeah.
right. So my stuff is okay. Elegant is probably when my CEO turns it over to another CEO would be an elegant time, right? Which is how, so that was one. The other is a thing called wisdom, which is all you have to do is look at the actuarial tables and say, sometime around 80, you're going to be dead if you follow the actuarial tables. I'm not necessarily saying the actual tables are true, but that's the way insurance companies work. So they say, look, 81, 82, you're done. If you're a woman, you're slightly older. And then I noticed that around 75, most people lose a step. Now, some people go to 99 without losing a
I don't
step.
know, kiddo. Listen, Warren Buffett,
It went to 99, right?
95, well, 95, he just retired.
He
So
just right. But it basically happens is like, and I was reporting to a person who had his everything around him at 77. So, but I said, at let's say I've got up to 75 for a healthy life. So, what I want to do I want to do this for the rest of my life when I run out of time? So that's wisdom. So elegance is what's a good time to leave. Wisdom is time's going to run out. And then smarts, well, there are some things that you can do but you can't do when you work for a company. And so I thought about it, and I basically said, I love what I do it really well, but there are three things about this job that I do not like. I said, I love my job 70%, they pay me well. And if you love a job 70% of the time and they pay you well, you've got a fantastic job. And the 30% that you dislike has got nothing to do about integrity or bitterness or being treated badly. None of that, right? But it's like, and so I discovered that the 30% I did not like was because I did not control my time, right? And I said, as I get older, time becomes more valuable, but I don't control it. Why? What are the three reasons I couldn't control my time? Very simple. I had a board of directors, even though I was on it. I had bosses and board of directors. Second, I was in the service business, so I had clients.
who were your bosses?
Right. Third, if you're senior, the only reason you got so senior is because you're surrounded by world-class talent who, in addition to being world-class talent, often behave like orchids. They need love and care and attention, which you have to
And
jump
extra
and give them.
vitamins. Oh, yeah.
Right. So I said, I'm yanked around by the talent, by the clients, and the bosses. So I got to get rid of all those three. And that's how I became a company of one. So now I don't like my boss, but that's me. I don't like my talent, that's me. And I set it up in such a way that I have no real clients. I work with people as I talk or do a little bit of advice, but they're not like clients. And they're so distributed that no one can basically say you have to do something, because my whole thing would be, no, I don't have to do anything. Okay, which makes sense. And what that did, in a really weird thing, that while I was very trusted and liked when I was at Publicis and I had 100,000 people working with me, oddly, I became more in demand and more trusted as a company of one, which I did not expect. And the reason was two things. One is I had nothing to sell now. So people basically let me speak honestly. And I said, look, I could speak a little bit more honestly because I don't have 100,000 jobs to protect, right? So my whole stuff is, it doesn't matter if I get kicked out, but my God, I got a team I got to make sure it looks after, and they depend on me for their employment. So that was one. But there was another one, which is what I remind people, that unlike a lot of people, I did not connect my capabilities to my company only.